speak with Alex, please?
Hi, you got him. How can I help you?
All right, are you the owner of this med spa?
Who's calling?
My name is Amma, and I am interested in getting more information about your med spa.
Okay, we have a website online that you can check out.
Okay, well, I took a peek at your website, and it's interesting that it's actually in the neighborhood that I'm looking at. So, can you tell me a little bit more about the med spa and when you started this?
When the company was started maybe 7 years ago.
And were you the founder? Did you start this?
Yeah, I did found this business. It was a dream after college of mine to have my own med spa.
Oh, how interesting. Okay, so what made you start in that particular field?
Just being able to give people an experience, real interesting to me, and experiences is what I'm all about.
You sound nervous as a seller. What you nervous about? What's happening? He's like, all right, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop for a minute.
Is it really a med spa?
So let me say this real quick. Ain't no way you gonna be that friendly. Like, it sounds like an interview. You would at least ask her, what is this in reference to? What do you want to, you asking me what? What are you talking about? What? What's happening?
I want to be light with it. I want to be light.
No, be medium. Be medium at least. Like, hey, give a little bit of resistance. You over there answering questions and you get nervous. Like, that's, you being, yeah. Go ahead.
You want to sell it like that though, right?
You wish you had a nice seller like this. And every now and then you'll get someone that's really nice, but yes.
But wouldn't you be calling someone that has their business listed for sale?
No.
Why wouldn't
No.
you be talking?
We just got it off of Data Axle. Don't ask me that question again, woman. Go ahead.
All right, so yes, you have a friendly spa owner, medical spa owner. Yes.
Friendly.
All right, so let's get back to it or figure out what. Let's take it from the top. I'm sorry, because be just a little bit more. Just stop being nervous, man. You need to stand up. He cut way real quick. What's your title?
All purpose?
Alex All Purpose, da da da. And he gonna get nervous from Amma calling him about his med spa. But he all purpose.
I don't run med spas though. I don't run med spas.
But you all purpose. What you mean? Go on, let's go. Bling bling.
Hello, is anyone there? Hello?
Bling bling.
Hi, can I speak with Alex?
Who's calling?
My name is Anna. I am interested in finding more about your med spa. I understand it's up for sale.
Nope. Bling bling. Bling bling. Bling bling. It ain't up for sale. You found it on Data Axle. I just told Merlene that. It's not for sale. You just found it. So now let's get some help from the audience. What should she say? If you remember. We didn't even go over this, but I just want to see if you kind of remember. What should she say? Go ahead.
You mentioned earlier that you were looking at high-performing businesses in that particular area.
Yeah.
And you would say, I was looking at your business at this particular location because you don't know if you have multiple locations. Would you be interested in selling?
I'll give you another one, because I just want to give y'all a tone to it.
Okay.
You ready? Bling bling.
Hello?
Hey, is this Alex?
Yes, who's calling?
Alex, this is Brett. No, I just want to tell you something really quick. I absolutely love your med spa. I love your med spa. I just saw it online. It is amazing med spa, man. You're doing a great job.
Thank you, I appreciate it. How can I help you?
Well, I'm an investor, and I am looking to get into the med spa businesses. Are you interested in Getting any assistance in any way? How many people resist money? Before you answer, before you give me a slick answer, how many people are gonna be like, nah, I'm not, I have no interest? Because again, so some people will say, no, I'm good, right? Just to be clear, we just not playing that role today. But if you're interested, you're listening a little bit, right? If I call you and say, hey, you know, I'm looking to get into your market, and even if I go into my buy box, all that stuff, but hey, I'm looking to bring some resources or some capital to a possible situation, would you be open to that? Would you be open to that? Okay. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's just, we're just breaking down barriers. Like, so bling, bling.
Hello, hello. How can I help you?
Oh, it's you, honey.
Oh.
Bling, bling.
Hello.
Hello. Go ahead, I'ma just go.
Hi, is this Alex?
Yes. How can I help you?
Alex, I'm interested in your med spa. I hear it's doing really well, and I came across your med spa, and I just wanted to find out a little bit more information.
And what exactly do you do?
I'm a doctor, and I'm looking to buy med spas or invest in med spas. That's what I do. What you do, Alex?
I own a med spa.
You need some money, bro? You need some money, dog? Huh? You need some resources? You need some capital? What you need? I got it for you. I'm a doctor. Like, you don't, like, both of y'all, like, you don't have anything to lose. Like, you don't have anything to lose. You're overthinking. You're trying to get the perfect words. I understand I'm throwing things at you, but just be natural. Like, I can't say stick your chest out. That's probably not politically correct. But just wear your title. Be yourself. Like, I'm a doctor, and I'm looking for a med spa, and do you have one for sale? Right? And don't come out asking them, do you have one for sale? But look, I like your business. This is my criteria. I'm looking to invest or acquire med spas 1 to 5 million in top line revenue, you know, $200 to $1 million in bottom line revenue. Does your business fit that description? Does it, Alex?
Yes, yes it does.
Okay. Is that something you would be open to?
When you put it like that, yeah, possibly.
Right? All right, next people, y'all. We gonna keep bling bling, y'all. Who's next? Good job. Good job. Let's get 2 more. 2 more. We're gonna do this one more time. I mean, I want to get down the road a little bit with it because, like, and I know I'm sounding aggressive because I really don't care. But I promise you, I don't care about these people. I don't care. It's like my personality is such that I'm gonna laugh. You say something like rude to me, I'm like, oh wow, you good, man? You all right today? Like, it's just gonna be funny to me because it's not that serious, right? It's just not. Like, y'all, you're just one person. Like, I know I gotta check off more boxes. You're just a person that gets me closer to my deal. And all I gotta do is just keep working my boxes. So if it's no and hang up the phone, okay, check. Right? And I'm to the next box. If these people don't matter like that, like, they shouldn't ruin who you are. You see what I'm saying? Like, whatever they're going through, I might have caught them at a bad time, good time, no time, right? But it doesn't matter, right? And if they say, no, I'm not interested, okay, maybe I'll try you back next month. Have a good one, sir. And I might try them back next month, right? All right, 2 more. Come on, Tavy. Which one? You're the visionary. You're the executor. Come on up.
The seller?
You're the buyer. Drake. Oh, you know if you mess up. Ooh. Bling bling.
I'm the seller.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Bling bling. Don't you say hello?
Hello.
Hi, may I speak to Drake, please?
Yeah, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. My name is Octavia. I'm sorry, what business is this?
For you. Let's see. Let's make up a business, somebody, please. There's too much brain power for me right now. Nah, not for her. Let's make up something a little lighter. Let's stay with the med spa, actually. Beauty, Sun and Beauty, med spa.
Yeah, all right.
Same scenario, $2 million, you know, what I say, 12 employees or so. Yeah.
All right.
Bling bling.
Hello.
Hi, may I speak to Drake, please?
Yeah, he out right now. May I take a message?
Yeah, I would love to just have a quick chat with him if possible. My name is Octavia. I'm actually an investor. I'm just kind of looking to get into.
It's not him.
I was giving.
No, it's not him. You can't give.
No?
No, you can't give third party a message.
Wait, that's a good question though. Like, if it's not them, then well, yeah, what do you do?
I would say, is there a better time to call him?
Okay.
Okay.
I want to talk directly to the source. So can we be the source now,
Yup.
Drake? Y'all are so unnecessary, man. Like, what is happening right now? It's like, man, we had to call him back the next day. He's not the seller. Come on, man.
These are real life scenarios though.
How often is the seller gonna answer? How often?
Well, based on our data,
Because you calling it home?
we're literally, remember all those sources we went through? We're trying to get directly to the seller, and we're trying to get their number. I think it's Free People Search or something like that. There's a free version, right? Skip Trace. You can find out a whole lot of things about people. So, yeah. So that's another source, by the way. I think is it Free People Search?
Free people, fast people search.
Fast People Search. One of them are free. You click it, they're gonna give you cousins' names. Like, it's crazy.
You're gonna get somebody.
You're gonna get them.
gonna get
Yeah, so I forgot to put that on there. We'll add a note to that.
I'm about to call him.
Yeah. All right, bling bling.
Hello?
Hi, may I speak with Drake, please?
Yeah, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. My name is Octavia. I was actually calling regarding your med spa. I actually sent my mother there a few months ago and she absolutely loved it. I've been once as well. And I just absolutely love what you're doing. I've sent a few friends there, recommended a few people, and I just had a couple questions if you didn't mind. I'm a little bit curious about getting into the business.
Okay.
Do you have a few minutes?
Yeah, sure. Who's your mother, by chance?
Her name is Brenda. Brenda Starr.
Oh, Miss Starr?
Yeah.
She's a
Not Miss Star.
yeah, you're all the time.
She's been sneaking back our doctor.
She didn't tell me she had a daughter. Okay.
Let me just tell you that Octavia would hang up the phone because she'd be like, oh my God, he's such a perv. And she was like, because you sound like a perv right now. Who your mama? Oh, she been here. Is it a happy ending spot? What you got going on there in the back, Drake? Man, sound real sleazy, this conversation.
Do you have a few minutes?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, I was just really curious. Like I said, I am an investor. I have a few different businesses in a couple different industries, and a medical spa is just something that I've had a little bit of interest in. And just as a quick question, how long have you been in this space?
We've been doing this now about 4 years.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a long time. Okay, and are you still enjoying it, or is it just kind of work at this point for you?
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I like it.
Okay. So let me ask you this. Is this something that, you feel that if you had an investor or a partner of some sort, would that make life easier for you? Or are you kind of in a space where, probably,
No, I mean, like, for real. I mean, we looking to expand. Where you from?
okay. I'm actually local.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool, yeah, we looking to expand.
Okay. I would love to talk a little bit more. I just wanted to kind of gauge your interest a bit at this point. And, we can get into some conversations about where you see the business going, how I might be able to help, and I can kind of let you know a little bit more about what I do.
Got you. So, I mean, I got time now. You got time?
I have a little time.
All right, we can stop there because that's good. Like, that's good. Okay, this was, yeah. Because you can get into your question. You would have your questions in front of you, right? So what I was going to say is that you were deferring. Like, you were like basically getting off the phone like,
I was.
yeah, okay, cool. I got enough information. I can go now. When you have a hot, so that he's warm going to hot because he's willing to answer questions, you go with it all. Like, it's kind of like there's this concept of marketing, right? And, you know, you do an ad spin or whatever, and it's called a ROAS, right? And so it's a return on ad spend. And the concept of it is like, let's say you're getting, for every dollar you spend, you get back 3. It lowers down. You say it was 5, it's down to 3. Well, the concept is you don't stop until your accountant tells you to stop, right? The concept of that is basically, it's math. It's like, if something is working, you keep doing it because it's giving you a return. You don't turn it off. Maybe you do something additional to it, but you don't turn it off. So for you, you had someone, you don't stop them, they make him stop you. You see what I'm saying? If they want to talk for an hour and a half, you stay on that phone for an hour and a half. You should have the time blocked off anyway, because this is what you're doing at that time. Okay? Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you a perv. You was trying to get into it, all right. So I didn't know she had a daughter.
Tell your mama come see me.
Right. You know what? You move from Drake to Mr. Drake. You know them old folks be Mr. Drake, old nasty Mr. Drake over here. Go sit down, Drake. Go sit down, Octavia. Give him a round of applause. Nah, but you asked some good questions, Octavia. Like you kind of, you open up. Like, again, it's what you think they want to hear. It's like there's no particular script is what I'm getting at, right? I'm just throwing things out to you. She improvised and used her personality and thought about what she would say to make him move, right? And that's the way you got to think about it. It's like, what can I say that, remember, we're trying to keep the conversation going to get to the next thing, just like with what I said with the deal sequence. We're just working a call to get to the in-person thing, to get to this, to get to that. Same thing with a call. We're just trying to get to where they're comfortable, where I can start asking them questions, right? And I know, like I said, as time goes on, rapport builds. So just think about it like that. Do I need to visualize that? Like time, right? Rapport. And you just keep going, rapport rises, time goes by. Right? All right. Are we done with this, or anybody else want to go for it? Are we good?
I was going to say something too. It's like sometimes when you get on the phone by being new, it's like you really got to gauge the tone. Like you got to really like set the stage. Like I'm a people's person. So I can talk to anybody. Like I'll talk to you, like get off the subject, talk back on subject. But if you, like you said, if you keep it going, I'm not going to stop till you stop me. And that's when you're getting into like this. Like if you never did sales before, it's hard.
Yep.
But if you really got it, yeah, we can talk about shoes. We can talk about, okay, cool. But you got to really gauge that person, because through their tone, you can tell, like, a lot of business owners, we busy.
Yeah.
So if you got time, okay, cool, I'm interested. Especially if you get to talk about something that's really, like, on my mind, or her mind, or his mind. Because a lot of times we lose focus because, like, this is new, right? And it's, like, still, I don't know, like I'm putting my toe in hot water. I'm still dipping in and out, but with this, like you said, what you got to lose.
And then to add to that, that's great, thanks. To add to that, it's also, not only is it new, right? You're never gonna be good at something you start. Like, so if you go in there with an ego or something, like you're supposed to be good at this, like you might say, you just said, oh, I'm a salesperson, so I should be natural at this. And then you go in there and you find you're not that natural at this particular thing because it's slightly different, right? That's okay. So that's the thing. Anything you start, just like these startups, you're typically not good at them, right? So this is the only form of startup we're really doing is this, outreach. And we may not be good at it. And it's okay. You're going to get better. That's why you make 2,000 calls to get to one, while other people might make 100 calls to get. Like he mentioned, his guy made 2,000, but I start assessing it. Like I make assumptions about people. I judge people, like I said, right? So I'm sitting there like 2,000. I was like, so that's why I wanted to clarify to you. I said, he didn't make 2,000 calls though, right? He had 2,000 outreaches. So it just depends. He could be just a dump. That's 2,000 people to get down a funnel to maybe 2%, 1.5% response, to then get them to another funnel to get them to that. Like, so is that really 2,000 people that I had engagement with of some sort, or is it just outreaches? Those are two different things. What are you gonna ask, Naj?
I was going to say, I always revert back to real estate because we used to make cold calls.
Yep.
Cold calls. Sometimes people will be, for sale by owner. That was a good resource. Or somebody, looking to list their apartment, or, and they don't want to deal with realtors and brokers because we have a bad reputation.
Mm-hmm.
Try to make them feel comfortable, offer something. I know when, I'm sorry, what's your name again? Dexter. When Dexter and Lawrence were talking, Dexter got straight to the money.
Mm-hmm.
Lawrence asked him about his business. He said, well, how much are you looking? You said, well, how much are you willing to offer? Octavia and Drake, they were vibing. Like, hi, I'm Octavia. And my mom went to your business.
Yeah.
And she liked it. Or maybe she gave a good Yelp review. Most of the time, if you talk about money first, like, not money first, but you say, are you looking, how would you feel about an investor?
Mm-hmm.
I feel you lead with that, because if you talk about the money, most people really, that's
Yeah.
you don't want to lead
Yeah.
with that, like what's your P&L, what's this, what's that. But
Yeah.
you can get their attention, even if it's a high performing business.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way that I can add value to this by being an investor,
Mhm.
partner, or something? But if you just chit chat, and most people, like you call me, I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
No, what?
Yep.
Excuse me, what? What are you looking for? Unless it's somebody, yeah. Hi, but they get straight to me. I'm looking for a house, blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
But other than that, but I do like to say, what made you start the business? I'd like to know more about your business. But typically, they're not going to tell you that unless you tell them, listen, I'm looking to infuse cash into this business. Well, I know I wouldn't. I don't know because I haven't done this. I haven't done these calls.
So I gave you two different responses, right? I gave Lawrence one response. I gave Alex another response. To your point, so it's all tonality. So it depends on the vibe of the seller, right? Because Octavia might have gotten Dexter on the phone, and my mom and he's like, I don't give a shit. What does that matter to me? Fuck your mama. You know what I mean? Like, it's just bad. Like, so yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. So, but then that other one, it was like, well, I'm looking to invest in businesses 1 to 5 million, da 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 da. Is that something that interests you?
Right.
Yes. Okay. Well, in order for me to really gauge, I have to ask you a few questions. You have time for a few questions. And now we're right into the questions. Right? So if you want to cut to the chase, cool. But
But most people listen to the money. They don't really want to sit and chit chat with you.
You from New York. You from New York.
Yeah.
You from New York.
It is New York. It is.
Yeah, it's New York, because it's most people, it's a certain type of people, I totally agree. But hold on. This is the most important part though. Remember the 90-10 rule, right? So it's not most people, because honestly, businesses these sizes, they're servants, a lot of them. They serve people. So they'll be a little bit more open to hear, a little bit, but some of them, I got what's up? I'm busy. I got this and this going. What's up? Well, hold on.
Okay.
I'm sorry, because we got a line. But what, you got a statement or a question?
Statement is for like a med spa or owner,
Okay.
doctor.
Mhm.
Like if someone brought their mom to a clinic I own, I'm fully listening. It's the number one person you can bring, or your child.
I was trying to get to that, because that was crazy, because literally, but what you really should do in that circumstances, especially you should go. Like, you should bring your mom if you can. If you not, go yourself at least, right? And be like, I just had the most amazing. So remember how I said, yo, I love your spa, right? And as an owner, you love to hear that. You're not turning that down. You love to hear, oh, you do? oh my God, so who's this? Oh, you like it? Like, oh my God. You turn into a little chicken head. Oh my God, you like my spa? You know what I mean? So, yeah, it definitely.
You segue into buying, so you love it so much now you want to buy.
Like, yeah, he was like, listen, but what I would have done, Octavia, differently is I wouldn't have said I have multiple businesses and this is something I'm interested in. I would have been more direct and say, look, so I love it so much, I'm actually looking to invest in med spas, right? I'm looking for something that's maybe making $1 million to $5 million, and I love to come in as an investor, or if you're open to it, I'd even acquire it. Right? You're more dialed in. You get what I'm saying? Okay. What, y'all have some questions?
Oh, I was just gonna say, it really, at the end of the day, boils down to personality types, which you probably have just, knowing how you listen and you read people, it comes automatic for you. So when you think about personality types, there's generally 4, you have A, B, C, and D.
Mm-hmm.
Like the aggressive, assertive type personality, you have more like a relaxed one, you have someone that is more willing to listen, but they are real organizational in their thinking. So after you gauge them on the phone and having a conversation, it helps you know the personality type, because then, like Bert was saying, it gears you to know what road to go down. And so that helps because you're vibing off of their vibe and their personality. Like how you were saying, you just want to get to the money, that might be more of an aggressive approach.
I want to get to the
Well, no. But I'm saying you're making a good point, because that person you're going to be different on the phone with, then you're going to be with a business owner that has a more relaxed type of personality. So you just have to gauge where you're going and just really listen to what they're saying and what they're not saying. Because that's what I do in real estate. When I'm on the phone, you turn my off-market deals and stuff like, and then you're looking for their pain points within the personality. So.
Yeah.
And can I add to that really quickly?
Go ahead.
And I think that's a great point, because obviously people are different in the way that they're going to respond, and you have no idea when you pick up the phone which way to go. And I think that it's probably advantageous to have more than one script, more than one approach, and practicing those things, because I am the kind of person, I'd be a chatty catty. That's just me, because I understand that if you rub someone's back first, they're more apt to listen to me than if I just go straight to this, right? However, that was a lesson for me, because not everyone's gonna be as receptive as Drake. Man, what are you calling me for? Right. And then I have to pivot. Oh, okay, well, he ain't about that, let me just do this. And so I think that that's really important too, is just having more than one approach, and it's not a one-size-fits-all type of thing.
I wrote this down. I ain't gonna lie. I can't remember the G. I'm sitting there like, what is the G? I can't think of the G. I need some Geeko. Man, it's crazy. I'm sitting there like, it spawned from, yeah, it might have an adverse effect, right? But it's like these 4 personality types. I was just thinking about what you said, and it's like, I know it's practical, emotional, social is the bottom one, and damn, G is probably never gonna come back to me. I have to go. Matter of fact,
Yeah, Google. That sounds like Google.
no, it ain't a Google thing. You can Google it all you want to, but
I don't think you should write like in your head.
see if I have it in my notes. You know what it is? It's not this. You know what? PEGs are private equity groups. So I use the acronym for PEGs as private equity groups. And I feel like this is more like pigs, right? It's pigs, it's not pegs. That's a lie too. Let's move on. That's a lie too.
What's in your mind?
So essentially these are like the 4 groups. Actually, it's almost like you can put them in animals, right? There's like a chicken that is scattered, right? There is a pig that you can't move them, right? They're practical. You can't just go behind a pig and move it. You have to lead it little by little. So if you wanted to load into a truck, you would feed it, like breadcrumb it to go up, because you can't. And some people highly analytical, so they have to think about things, right? We were just talking about that, Ken, with one of your friends. They might not be ready because they have to think. Maybe they're more practical. A high action person, it's coming back to me. A high action person is, what is that? Action. It's coming back. But they're a high action person, so basically you can challenge them. Like, Ken might be high action. So if he's high action, I could be like, Ken, you ain't about that life. You ain't gonna do nothing. He'd be like, what? And he'll do something based on me challenging him, right? Those are high action people, right? Social people are just, you ain't gonna sell them on nothing. They just kicking it. And just tell you, they just want to be out, such and such. They'll tell you, yeah, man. And then they're kind of like politicians that act like they're interested and they're not, right? And then, so practical, emotional people, I call them like the Eric Gabatu, they're spiritual, right? And I don't know if it's so much emotional as it is, I'm in tune, right? Like some of our queens here, who are in tune, and all that good stuff, right? They're in alignment. Sunshine's in alignment, right? So it's those are kind of like your personality types, and you learn to sell to each one of them. You learn, their behaviors, and you sell to their behaviors, right? And like I said, it can create a fast, like when you get an action person, you want to close them. You want to close them, right? So real quick, I'll just land the plane here. So Drake was kind of a hybrid. It's weird because that's what I'm saying. I'm mixing up my things because he was social, so he was open, right? Very open. He was practical, just get down to business, right? He was confused, so I can't even put him in a category. Alex was just confused after a while. But no, Alex was, I don't know what I would call him. Not really though, kinda, but nonetheless, he was open. So I'm just going, I'm gonna keep asking him questions because he was being a little sucker. So if you're gonna be a sucker, I'm gonna keep pushing questions on you, right? And that's the thing, and I'm joking, but they're not suckers, they're just open, right? They're open to conversation. Like Octavia said, I call her, I'll probably be on the phone with her for 2 hours because she'd just be sitting there, and long as I say, boy, I bet you real pretty. Or I just like, That's a joke. Boy, I'm gonna hear this later. Anyway, no, but she's, like she said, she is engaging. So, you can keep a conversation. If it's interesting enough, she'll stay on the phone like several of us would. You know what I mean? So I think that's the thing. I didn't come to my full point, but there are personality types is the point I'm making. I'm just mixing it up with like 5 different theories. Is this good enough? Should we move on? I'm ready to move on. Everybody good? Like this is an intro. Again, you have the questions. The whole thing is how fast can you get to the questions? Right, bottom up. All right, number 4. Oh, I almost panicked. I didn't see my clicker. I was like, where's my clicker? Can we do something with this? No. Geraldo, can you make this, got this? Hold on. All right. Thank you, sir. So in the meanwhile, yes. Yeah. Well, no, not yet. Yeah, that's cool. Thank you. All right, we're now on Deal Stack. So Deal Stack is how we put deals together, right? This is always interesting. So we've been little by little opening our minds up to what deals could look like, right? What the possibilities are. We've been kind of creative already, but now, damn, what do we do here? Yeah. Did y'all catch when I'm so petty again. Did y'all catch when Lawrence was referring to the Indians as the Patels?
Yes.
They own everything.
I was like, wait. Is it talking about a group of people right now, or?
I said the who? I was just sitting there, and he said about 5 times. I said, is he calling them the Patels?
I caught that. I caught it
No, he said it like 5 times. He said, yeah, and the Patels and the gas stations. And I was like, oh my God. I was clutching my pearls. Like, this is crazy. I was like, whoa. All right. I just wanted to know if I was the only one tripping off that.
I was like, wait, what?
The Patels. I said, whoa. What you call us when we not in the room? Jeez. The Browns. You know the Browns. Hilarious. So anyway. He didn't get nervous because he kept saying it. All right, so with this, so our whole notion in deal stacking, like I said, is it's kind of a win-win sort of situation we're trying to create, right? We're working, it's not them against us, it's not adversarial at all, right, with your seller. You're not, if you're adversarial, more than likely, you're definitely not gonna get the deal you want because you put them in a defensive posture and they're always gonna be kind of pushing back against you. Your goal is to be as complimentary and kumbaya with the seller as possible, right? Again, so they get what they want and you get what you want. And how we come to that is to be determined. So you are always working with the seller, as I said, right? You're always working with the seller. You are solving his or her problem that you identified in the previous section. So we already know kind of what their pain point is, right? Why they're selling, you know, the time period, things of that nature. We already talked about it in the seller meeting when we delighted them and they want to do business with us. Now we're working now on how can we get this deal done, right? Let me step back over here because I keep putting my back to the lovely people over here, sorry. All right, so when interest rates are high, we want as little debt as possible to get deals done, right? Higher rates equal less cash flow. So today, I had a little side conversation with him because I was using the measurement of 9%, right? And it's really, I think it's 10.25 now. The interest rates keeps going up. And so what happens when interest rates go up?
Prices go down. Prices go down.
Cash flow goes down, right? Interest rates are eating your cash flow. So if you're putting debt on it, your cash flow is going down, right? So mindset number 234. So this mindset is, I don't look at that as a disadvantage, right? I look at that as negotiating power, right? And so what I mean by that is, so if the interest rates are up, and so let's go back to what Lawrence was saying, Mr. Patel over here. He was saying that, damn, I can't say that. Let me edit that, right? I'm sounding like him now. My bad. Anyway, rewind. So as Lawrence was saying, make sure you edit that, Geraldo, thanks. As Lawrence was saying, you know, we didn't get to debt service coverage ratio yet. And it's so crazy because it used to be like debt service coverage ratio was really like a 1.25. I guess they lowered it to 1.15 because of this interest rate crunch or what have you. But we really don't underwrite for less than 1.5. Like I like to have my debt coverage service ratio at 1.5. So again, what that means is that I'm making, say cash, I'm making $150,000 to $100,000 in debt. So that's a 1.5 ratio, right? But anyway, so my point in this though is that in today's environment, I would use that against the seller, right? Remember, we're creative first before we do SBA. Like SBA is fast, but as you hear, they want to take your kids and everything else, right? Which is crazy, but there's ways around that, but we'll talk about that off tape. Anyway, but I use that advantage. My advantage is, oh, okay, so I'm not gonna be able to do this deal if you are asking for this price, right? And if you're going to own a finance, you can't be the bank because you're going to lose as the bank. You're basically taking away abilities to get this deal done. So what I mean by that is if they want a 9%, 10% interest rate like the bank does, then you're kind of killing your own deal. You're being greedy. You're double dipping, right? And it's like, so I try to leverage that to get that interest rate. First of all, sorry, back up. When we do creative deals, we don't offer interest. They have to ask for interest, right? So if I'm saying that I'm putting this deal stack together, 80%, whatever, and they're gonna own a finance 20%. Okay, cool. How long, what we got 3-5 years, whatever, right? You always start off something crazy. You work your way back to probably 3 years, right? And so I'm not offering interest for that though, right? And they have to literally ask for that. Believe it or not, a lot of sellers don't require interest. So if you think about that, it's like, man, I'm just paying you, literally dollar for dollar over 3 years. This is great. And really, I want to defer that. So we'll get into all these stacks at some point. But anyway, but we use that to our advantage. Does that make sense? Like we're trying, and if they do want interest rate, we're like, look, to make the deal go, we have this calculator we pull out. To make this deal go, we can't go over 5% to get the deal done. Because we got to keep our debt coverage rate. And if they don't know anything about the SBA, then our debt service coverage ratio is 1.5, not 1.15. So if they're like experts, we may not get away with that, but we probably don't even want to do business with them if they know way too much anyway, because they're going to be sticklers to whatever. It also means historically assets grow as a greater value during it. So y'all kind of mentioned that. But what happens when in a recession, when interest rates are higher, assets are deemed more valuable, right? And so if you notice, like, rates go up a little faster, right? Rates go up a little faster. Sorry, not rates. Value goes up a little faster. You get a little bit more value. So this is why they say that, when a recession happens, a lot of millionaires are made because they're buying these assets and these assets are appreciating at a faster rate over these time periods, right? So this is a great time to buy assets, period. Okay. Yeah. I did something wrong, didn't I? Shit. Sorry. The wealth formula. This is a little complicated. I was just kind of nerding out a little bit with this. Let's not even look at it, but I'm gonna just explain to you the concept of wealth. It is what I was talking about, like what people, I think we mentioned I mentioned somebody, but we talked about it actually. We talked about debt being the catalyst to wealth, right? Most people are not coming out spending all cash on everything, right? That's a misnomer we learned from Rudy at the barbershop, who was a hustler and told your daddy that. So now your daddy he buy everything cash and then he pass it down to you and so on and so forth. A bunch of misnomers, right? What happens is in this time, think about what I just said, assets, right? Assets start accumulating faster, right? So let's say we buy something at $1 million, 2 years from now, it's at, 1.2 million or something, right? Whatever. Most people, the way they make money is they refinance and they pull that money out tax-free. And still, the bank will not allow you to go past under a certain debt service coverage ratio. They will not give you the money. But think about remixing that constantly, every 2, 3, 4 years, especially with a business that you have the capability of growing and you just keep refinancing to pull money, because essentially your business is a risk until you sell it. You can do all this hard work. You don't sell, you have that business is the riskiest time. The best time of a business is when you buy it and when you sell it. In the middle is when you endure the most risk, right? That's literally when you endure the road. So all of y'all who have these businesses long term, it's risky, right? It's the hardest asset to pull money out of, right? You can't, it's the least liquidable asset, right? You can't just go and just pull money. You got to go through some things to do it. This is why we sell stocks. This is why we refinance. But the point I'm making is that what we did when we refinanced is we took money out debt-free. Sorry, tax-free. And that is our strategy. Literally, we've literally now mitigated our risk, right? We improved that business by 200,000. Let's say we were able to take out, because we down paid, we took out about 160,000 or so. That lowered our risk a little bit, right? That's tax-free money. You can do whatever you want to do with that money. That's how wealthy people just keep getting wealthier, right? So our goal is to buy an asset. You either selling it or you're refinancing it. If you want to hold it long term, refinance it, pull money out to, like, and I'm not telling you to like max it out, but I'm just telling you, take money off the table. Take money off the table so you mitigate your risk. It's tax free. You can reinvest it in something else if you want. You can put it back in the business, but it's literally tax free, right? And really the point I was making, and this comes from a good friend of mine who he buys like $50 million apartment buildings and things like that. And that's what he's telling me. He's like, I make money every time I raise $1, right? When I raise $1, I make 20 cents, right? Because he does the 80-20 thing or whatever. But every time he raises $1, he makes his money. He said, I no longer have to hustle for money. I make my money when I raise it. So if you think about that, basically, if he bought $100 million worth of real estate, right, he now is worth 20 million. 2 years from now, that 100 million might go to 120. He refinances. His cut might be 4 million out of that or so. And at that point, it's just a cycle. At that point, you never have to sell your real estate. You never have to sell it. But that's at a certain level. That's not at a little single family house that you're not going to live off that. You know, and I think that's the biggest problem is like, we got to get to these bigger numbers because it's too much for the taking. Anyway, so I nerded out enough with that. All right. Let's review what we've done thus far. I really wanted to go over, yes, we know what we want to buy and why, right? We know where to find the deals. We just figured that out. We know how to talk to the sellers to become the only logical choice in their minds, right? Those were the first three. Now let's figure out how we will finance the deals. This is a fun time for most people. Y'all get all hot and heavy over this, and you should. It's real fun. So I have some frameworks, right? And I'm trying to think the best way. Let me see something. Oh, we didn't make that. Okay. All right. So I think okay. Let's give out the sheets now, Tavy. What's that, Malcolm X or something? That's interesting. That's interesting. All right, so we have this deal stack. Like, we have a way of looking at how we break down the deal, right? And I feel like there should probably be an illustration. It might be, so I'm just going to skip it for now. But I'm going to go through these real quick. So think of these as like 10 pillars, and there's like different things under them, but they're 10 pillars of financing, okay? I haven't seen those. They look a little fancy. They look like fancy paper. I like it, Tavy. I like the little picture I got on the outside, hands in there. That's cute. I look cute. I like it. It's going to be fancier next time. I'm going to have it laminated, all that good stuff. Yeah, right. So here's the order of this deal stack, right? And let me just give you a psychology behind this. What we're trying to do when we look at a deal is we're trying to basically get in, we're trying to what am I trying to say? We are looking to have the least amount of, thanks. We're trying to have the least amount of, what's the word I want to use? Damn. You know, it gets after 2, man. You know. Yeah, I'm trying to go to med spa. Nah.
We're not trying, we going.
No, okay. We're trying to have the least amount of recourse, all right? We're trying to basically do as much deals creatively without having to sign our lives away like the SBA. SBA is like down there on my list if you're gonna notice when you see it, right? So the way we do that is we have this ladder. I think it just looks better illustrated, but I don't feel like drawing it. Hey, Jazz, do you want to draw this out for me, please? I don't feel like drawing this, I'm sorry. It's just like 1 or 2 words. Grapes.
See, now
Your ego should not do this to the rest of the room. Your ego should not do this. Check your ego, Jazz. It's your ego. Come on. It is. It is. Just let it go. You're being selfish. You're being selfish.
I'm being selfish, y'all.
All right. So, no, erase that real quick. Thank you.
This eraser don't work, right?
All right. So what we're doing is we're just kind of listing them top to bottom. We're going to just go down.
Stack it?
Yeah.
Like a deal? Okay.
Well, yeah, just write them. Just, yeah, in a column, sure. All right, so the first one is who's giving out free money. So just put down grants.
Oh.
Right? Don't make it that big because we need 10 of them.
Okay.
Right? Boom, boom, boom. Grants. Right? So we're looking at free money. Let's skip that for this purpose, right? There's people out here who write grants for businesses, empowerment zones, all that kind of stuff. But that's like a first option. I don't really use it, but there's people out here that do it, so it's pretty cool. Then it's what can we remove to reduce the price, right? These are called carve-outs, right? So a lot of people have excess stuff. Remember we talked about these SDE sellers that have like vehicles and unnecessary things in their business? We're trying to, like, we rather remove those altogether and lower the price of the business. So with all this, we're lowering, right, our price. If it started at 2 million, we're down. That is really bad. I don't know how you're gonna get 10 of those in, but that's cool.
5 and 5?
Okay, let's do it. They'll follow. Yes, sir.
So would you have, they had vehicles or they had?
Not service vehicles, but your F-150 with the rims on it that you wanted, or you got a Lincoln in the car that in the business name that has nothing to do with it. You want to carve that out, you know? Yeah, just anything that you don't need, that doesn't function within the business, you would love to carve it out. And even some things that do, and I'll get to that because it can get really sexy, like, because people have old stuff and you like, I'd rather lease a new one than to use your things like furniture and things, equipment, right? I'd rather lease than use your old equipment, right? I don't want a CapEx that comes up that I gotta now replace it anyway, right? Or anyway, keep going. What can we pay for later based on performance? These are called earnouts, right? So basically, we don't agree on the price. You say, like, remember that scenario, 2 million, 3 million. I might look at that and I might look at the cash flow. And if the cash flow is really good, even at the 3 million, I might negotiate like, all right, listen, I don't think it's worth 3 million. Let's agree right now on 2.5. And we'll do an earn out for the last 500, right? And what an earn out is based on performance. If it hits the number that you say it hits, I will pay you the amount, that 3 million. Heck, if it goes over a certain amount, I might pay you up to 3.2 million for it. That's the benefit of you holding on to it. But if it doesn't, I don't pay you anything. I'm down to that 2.5. So what it does is it just defers money.
What's the length of time that you?
It's negotiable. It's negotiable. Honestly, like, I try for 2 years, but typically it's like a year, right? You'll see enough in a year. What's up?
In your experience, do those deals get kind of sticky where, say, the buyer,
Nope.
like they try to really kind of shit on the seller, like try to come up with little things to prevent them from hitting that number?
Why would I do that as a buyer?
I'm saying this because I've dealt with clients where they were doing earnouts and they had like a lot of negative stuff to say. I'm just saying just from your perspective, has that ended up?
Well, the only thing that can happen with that is if the earnout is just lopsided in one way or another, right? Where it makes someone unhappy, right? If I buy your business, you tell me it's $3 million, but it's very questionable about how we came to it, but you swear up and down, like I'm using that against you. It's like, wait a minute, you're selling business. You're so certain about this business, you won't just defer this 20% till next year, but you say it's definitely gonna do this, right? So I'm using that against the seller, like that's my tool. And again, if they say, well, yeah, but there's no but, like, well, I like when I don't agree on a price with someone, to be honest with you, because they're right for the earnout. And it's justified. It's like, we just don't see eye to eye. I would love to buy this business. And I'm not questioning you, but what I'm saying is, can you hold it back? Let's just prove that it works, because I just can't derive at this number based on what I see right now. And a lot of times that has to do with, well, we already put in an infrastructure and we know, like, remember I said, like towards the end of the year, people start buying equipment and stuff like that, or they hire someone or something, and they want part of the upside to that, right? So they're now valuing the business based on this upside to what they did, the infrastructure they laid out. But it's like, I'm buying your business today. I'm not paying you for tomorrow. I'm paying you for today. But their price is there. But sometimes if the business is good enough, I might meet them in the middle or do something, and that's where the earnout happens, right? Because we don't know if that number is going to hit in that case, right? We're just assuming that, and I'm not going to pay on an assumption, right? So that now we stack down another bit. We're going to have to erase this and then do the rest, because it's like I'm going to give you a scenario. It's all good. What terms can we incorporate to defer payments that allows the business to pay for itself? So now that is probably a leverage buyout. What's number 4? Huh? That's a leverage. Okay. Owner financing. Right?
Equity is next. What you talking about?
What terms can we incorporate to defer payment that allows the business to pay for itself? So typically, huh?
I say that's equity. We follow you with this.
I think we are. Is it that number 4?
You have it right there, behind you.
I don't have time to look at that.
Leverage buyout is later.
Well, okay, then that's out of term then. It's out of order, that's all. Okay, so let's go with equity, right? So basically, remember what I'm doing here is right now, we don't have any assumed like personal debt or anything, right? So I like to do that first, where I'm not inheriting debt right away. I want to stack the debt. I want to just keep walking this deal down to get it lower and lower, so that I'm not inheriting, debt on my side, right? And so what I'm saying about the equity is that now, because again, I'm a deal maker, I might find outside investors and take capital, right? And so now I'm lowering that deal once again, and it's no debt servicer. There's no interest to that. So remember, we did grants, we did carve-outs, right? No interest. Earnouts, no interest. They get paid on the back end on performance. Then we brought in an investor, number 4, right? Again, an investor is an equity investor. We're not bringing in debt investors, we're bringing in equity investors, right? So they get a piece of the deal and the performance of the deal. So still, we don't have any debt right now, right? Everybody understand that? Okay. Oh, shit, I was about to say next. Oh, you're blocking it, that's what it is. Yes.
Would those equity investors be GPs or LPs? Or that's just a preference?
It just depends on the deal. Like most of them will be LPs just because they don't want that risk, inherit risk, or if there's someone that wants to come in who is a active operator or something that can add like a lot of value in there, involved, you can look at the GP side. Like, I only want people who come in and add value. If I'm buying an HVAC company and you're the number 2 and you have some money and you want to invest in the business, but you're number 2, so I know you can run the business, or you a service manager or something, you're involved in the business, you can stay on the GP side. But if it's you off the street and you got $100 cash in a duffel bag, I mean, I'll take it. But I'm just saying, like, I don't want you in my business. You just get a return.
What is GP and LP?
General partner and limited partner, right? So a general partner is, and we'll go, that's honestly another lesson. But basically, that's the structure of raising capital. Like, the general partnership puts the thing together, and then the LP are just investors of cash, typically, into that entity that they both joined in, all right? Number 5, who can sell shares to in exchange for equity? I don't know what's happening right now, because that fourth one threw me off, because that's really number 5. That seems like, right? Maybe I'm flip-flopping them. Go back to the, damn. What terms can so what's number 5? Oh, it's 2 equities. Oh, I wrote 2 equities? That's a lie. Why you didn't say anything? Why you didn't say anything? You know that wasn't. Where's LBO at? Where's owner financing at? Who sees owner finance? Hold on, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
It's after payment terms. So you have 2 equity, then payment terms, and then owner financing.
What in the world? Okay, so, all right, it's fine. So number 5 will be, let's say number 5 is payment terms. Read out payment. I'm sorry, it's getting late. What's payment terms? Read them out. Give me some examples.
Payment, deferred down payment, short-term note payable.
Yeah, okay, cool. All right. Stay there. That's number 5. Okay? And so basically,
Payment terms.
Yeah, payment terms. So now we're looking at, different ways to defer money, right? We call it like a delayed down payment, right? Hey, will you take a note? Yeah, that's cool. I got you. Will you take a note on that for 90 days, right? Will you take a balloon payment? Can I pay you the whole thing in a year? You're deferring terms back, right? So once again, maybe I'm entering interest at that point, right? But that's my start. So I'm down to the 5th strategy before I start looking at interest, right? All right, damn it. What's number 6? This is crazy. What percentage of the, okay, so owner finance is number 6. So that flip-flop. See, so owner finance should have been 6, and then equity should have been 4th, right? That's what I covered.
Equity is 4th.
Okay, thanks. All right. Everybody looking at me like why y'all looking at me like that? I'm just saying, like, I thought I cleared it up. You don't have to look at me like that. I thought.
Rule number 1.
What's it?
Don't judge he.
Just me. Y'all can judge everybody else, just don't judge me. Man, y'all judging. I saw it in your eyes. At least you didn't say anything. All right, so, so owner financing, right? And wait, am I right?
Yes.
Okay, so owner financing, so now essentially, we're gonna ask the owner how much will they finance on it, right? And like he said, like, honestly, there's people who will do 100% financing. There really are. Like, they're desperate sellers. Now, if you're gonna find 100, honestly, it's gonna be a bad business, to be honest with you, right? If you say you're willing to finance, unless there's a dire situation, right? Because that example of the Patels, right, was that they owned the gas station, right? They owned the land and they owned the gas station, but gas stations are a very high volume, low margin business, right? You think about all those snacks and everything they sell, it's very low margin. So they have to do high volume to get, it's like a Walmart of convenience stores, right? So it's a very tedious operation. Like, I don't want to sit there and sell $5, you know, for some peanuts or something and $3 for this and that. Like, it's just nickel and dime. You get very little money off the gas, right? So the best thing is the value in the real estate appreciating, okay? So yeah, owner financing, yes.
So for gas stations, the actual sales of the, where you get gas, that they don't make a lot of money from that?
No, absolutely not. No. Gas stations, I mean, I think it's a real estate play, you know, to be honest with you. You know, they may make more money off lotto than anything else. You know, it's kind of weird, but. All right, number 7, the assets debt you can use in the business to pay for it. That's leverage buyouts, right? That's got to be leverage buyouts. All right, so now we're leveraging the asset or the debt, right? So if you guys were on the call that Saturday, I did that call. What was I doing? I was doing a wraparound of the SBA loan that they had, right? That was my offer. I didn't want to inherit it. I wanted to do a wraparound, and I might pay an extra point to get it. See what I'm saying? And the reason why I would have paid that extra point is because their prime rate was probably 3-4 points lower at that time because they got the loan in like 2020, 2021, right? So that's one of my multiple strategies in that. But nonetheless, I want owner financing at this. Leverage buyout, right? So all the assets and all the debt of the company, we can leverage against that, right? You need something. We're going to come back to it, sorry. Where we at? What other creative ways can you implement to acquire the business? Is there a way to utilize? What is this?
Creative financing.
Oh, creative ways to implement and acquire. Okay, makes sense. All right. So yeah, there's a number of ways we could be very creative about doing this deal. And is there a way to utilize your skills? This is like hustle for equity, I'm assuming, right? And I said that that's going to be a whole nother thing, but I just introduce and say that it's now it goes back to what he was talking about, and it's having a skill to be able to drive value to a business. And instead of coming in as a consultant or a coach, you come in with equity and a fee. Right? The camera guy's looking at me with his mouth open. So it's like if you two had a marketing company, right? And you came in and you were talking to, say, a e-commerce brand that was up and running, and you know how to run ads, you could do videos, you could do whatever, social, all this stuff. You might come in and say, hey, instead of you paying us a fee, we want equity, and we'll take a really minimal fee. Minimal fee. So if you normally charge $5,000 a month, you might take $1,000 a month, but you also might take 20-30% on the back end, right? And that's what hustling for equity is. So, and it works for some of you in here quite well, actually, and we'll go over that. So that was what, number 9?
Yes.
And then are there loans you can get? Finally, we are down to, if I must, I will put the ball and chain around my legs and get just put loans. Personally, and then put parentheses, personally guaranteed. Right? So everybody understand the ladder that we just did? We just came literally from, hey, we're not trying to pay any interest, we're trying to defer stuff, we'll carve stuff out, we'll do a earn out, we'll take equity outside, because guess what? I gave y'all a scenario like, you know, you might find a deal, and I think especially in deal making, the equity part sound like people love to hold on to equity, but if you're a deal maker, you're a shark, you keep moving, right? And as long as you can maintain something, you can add up, because literally it's kind of like de-risking, right? It's diversifying, right? I own 10 businesses, and maybe in different categories, maybe in the same categories, but they're 10 different businesses, and I own 20% here, 50% here, 80% there, right? But it's your portfolio of businesses, right? And you can just stack that the way you need to stack it. So it's really, like I said, people frown on it. And I was just going to give the quick example of the fair market value thing we talked about. We found it at 2x, it's 4x, right? And we sold the equity for 4x, but we bought it at 2x, right? We bought it, we found it at $1 million, we sold it at the value of $2 million, right? We sold 30%, they had to pay us $600,000, which was 60% of the whole thing to begin with. Go ahead.
Question, like how confident do you feel in investing in other people's business? Like say right here and then you found something that you really like and you wanted to put in, let's say $100,000. Like what does the paperwork look like as far as just a simple contract? Like how confident do you feel in letting the money go?
Everything is, it depends, right? It's like every business is, it depends. Like, it's funny, Adonis, you know, he's in e-commerce, like they have a certain level of certainty. You're in e-commerce, you collect all your money on, you know, a third party thing like a Stripe or something like that, and they collect your money. You could see all the money coming in, right? So that gives me a level of assurance because I can see the money coming in. You can't lie about the money, right? And then it's also the person I'm investing in. And, you know, money loves speed. So it's how fast can I get a return? Can I audit that? Can I come and see the financials on a, you know, a certain basis? Is there a report I get? You know, it's just my comfort level with the asset. Like for me, I think I can create my own speed. So I don't necessarily need to put my money out with other people for speed. My safety, I trust people in real estate because it's real estate, right? So for me, if I'm just trying to preserve wealth, I can put money into a real estate deal because I know real estate, right? But I'm not just going to do anything is the answer. So it depends is my answer. Where we at? That's it, right? Cool. So everybody has this. Let's just cover these 3 financial statements, right? Because how many people know the 3 financial statements? How many people are pretty good at, besides you, who are pretty good at the financial statements? Who? Okay, cool. Just one person. Everybody else not so great at it. They're okay. Okay. Who's functional in it? Okay. All right, cool. So we're gonna try to, I'm just giving you an overview. This is in the next thing where we can go a little deeper into it. So you have 3 financial statements. The first one is the income statement, right? This is your revenue, your margins, really your cost, right, equals your profit. So you got revenue, then you got what's called the gross revenue, right? This is your cost of goods sold, and that's your gross revenue. Then I say margins because I just like to see what the percentage of my gross margins are. So it's a percentage typically. Then I skipped expenses, and then that bottom line is going to be your profit or loss, right? So after expenses, profit or loss. So it's pretty simple down the line, you know. Income minus expenses equals, yeah, something like that, sure. Balance sheet, right? Assets minus liabilities equals shareholder value, or it's liabilities plus shareholder value should equal assets. Which one do you do? What would you say? Since I got to count, I feel like I got to double back to him. So I feel like he's judging me too, looking at everything I say. So what do you say, accountant?
I'm just listening to
Is that right? Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. That's all I need to know. If it's not right, say something. Make yourself known. All right. Cash flow. How much of the profit sticks to the business? I say cash flow is king. There's 3 types of cash flow. It's not relevant to know that yet. There's 3 types of cash flow though. And this is a statement that very few people know anything about and don't get, but it really tells the story of the business, right? Especially month to month. It's how much cash comes in, how much cash went out, what's the difference one way or another? Where is it coming from? Most people don't know where the flow of money is coming from or going? Operating, cash flow, investment. So what went to operations, what went to investment, and what were the financing activities? So we have these loans that will look at some of these things, but we don't know how much the loans are. We don't know the percentage of the loans. So this cash flow statement is going to tell us all the financing activities, all the operating activities, how money flows from one side to the other. You need some Celsius? Y'all need 5 minutes? 5 minutes? Go ahead, get 5. Y'all looking crazy. Go get 5 minutes. About